How's it going, guys? It's been a little bit since I've done this. I don't want to get out of the habit, though. I've been spending most of my hobby time doing competitive Warhammer these days, so that's been eating up a ton of time, but I do have other hobbies I need to keep up with, so here we go. Today, I'll keep it pretty brief probably, but I want to talk about, I guess it's a form of entitlement where people think that everything is supposed to be for them, you know. I feel like lots of people do this, so I don't want to say it's exclusively a white male thing, but I do feel like a shitload of white men do this. I think probably because we're so used to having so many things be for us that when something isn't, we take it as like a personal attack or something. I try to be good about this, but I'm definitely guilty of it as well. I'll use a few examples to sort of show you what I'm talking about. But you know what? It's okay. Not everything's for you. Not everything's for us. Like sometimes things are for other people and you don't have to like them. But maybe try and look at it from the point of view that it's not for you. Like it wasn't designed for you. It's not marketed towards you. It's for someone else. So the first example I want to use is this knife from Spyderco. It's called the Stovepipe, and I like it a lot. I think it's really cool. It's got a pretty cool blade shape, and it's made with like super high-end materials, but it's expensive. It's like $450 retail. And when Spyderco first released this knife, I was working for them, and the commentary on social media is hysterical. You know, a couple people were like, wow, that's amazing, this is such a cool knife. But the vast majority were these like entitled white dudes bitching and complaining and saying, oh, it's too expensive and blah, blah, blah. You're never going to sell it. Nah, blah, blah, blah. I hate it. It's garbage, blah, 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 all this shit. And it sold out in 2 days, first of all. And clearly they weren't the market for it. It's a higher end knife. It's for people who care about high end fancy knives. And you know, it's not like an everyday worker knife or something, and that's okay. It's not for you. It's for someone else. So, you know what? Get over it. And it actually is really sweet, too, by the way. It's not a shitty knife. It's amazing. It functions incredibly well. And I think that's the thing, right? Like, some things definitely are shit. They're terrible and they're garbage. But you know, a lot of things that people bitch about being shitty are not shitty. They're just not for them. You know, and I'll use myself as an example, right? You will never hear me bitch more about any movie than I bitch about The Patriot. I hate that fucking movie so much. And to me, it's trash. It's utter trash. But you know what? I've come to the realization over the years that it's not for me. It's for dudes from Douglas County who drive Ford F-450s and have fucking 3 giant flags hanging off the back of their truck. I mean, the fucking movie's called The Patriot, for fuck's sake. I don't even believe in countries, so it's clearly not for me. And it doesn't suck if you look at it from a pure filmmaking perspective. It's you know, well produced, well shot, well edited. The writing, okay, maybe isn't great, but it's not written to tell like a true story of the American Revolution or to like present shit in an accurate way. And if you look at it that way, you're gonna hate it too. And I can't help but look at it that way because I'm a history buff and things like that are important to me. And I think film is important. It's important for talking about the time it's talking about. It's important for talking about the time it was made in. And that movie certainly talks much more about the time it was made in than the time it was made for. Or I'm sorry, the time it was made in rather than the time it was made about. Like the movie really has nothing to do with the American Revolution. If you watch it, it's like this weird like jerking off America fucking fake ass patriotism shit, which some people love. And I don't. I think that's terrible crap. But anyways, enough about The Patriot. Jesus, I talk about that movie way too much for a movie that I absolutely hate. And there are lots of things like that in life, right? Like I think Captain Marvel's another really good example of that. Like to me, it was, you know, pretty mediocre in the MCU universe. Not the worst one by any stretch of the imagination, but you know, not in the top half. And but it's that movie wasn't made for me. Like it wasn't made with me in mind, which is totally fine. Like I imagine if you're a 12-year-old girl, that fucking movie is bad as shit, and that's super cool. Like so much shit is made for fucking middle class white dudes, and my cats are running around like crazy. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but they're going nuts. Anyways, so much shit is made for middle class white dudes, and it's okay for shit to not be for middle class white dudes sometimes. The amount of bitching about that movie online was so ridiculous. Like, fucking get a grip, man. You know what else isn't for you? Fucking My Little Pony, you know? It's, some things just aren't for you. Well, I guess there are those bronies out there, so, you know, maybe that shit is for them. But, anyways, I think it, and I think when I truly, truly appreciate something is when it's something that really isn't made for me in any way, shape, or form, and I can learn to appreciate it. When I can, you know, watch a movie that is about black women's struggles, or you know, or something like that. It's not made with me in mind. I'm not the target audience necessarily. Maybe I am sometimes, but sometimes I'm not. But when I can look at something that truly wasn't made for me and really appreciate it, like really enjoy it and appreciate it, put myself into someone else's shoes, I think that's actually when I enjoy shit the most. The problem with The Patriot is I'm never going to be able to put myself in the shoes of some fucking tiny dick dude in fucking Colorado Springs who fucking spouts black diesel out of his fucking pipes on his Ford F-450 and fucking has a giant Trump flag in the back of his truck. I'm never going to be able to relate to that dude. You know, I won't even say I've tried because I haven't really tried. Fuck those guys. But The Patriot's for them, and that's okay. Like, they're part of America for some reason. And, you know, and guys like that fucking love that movie, and that's fucking fine. It doesn't make the movie shit. It's just shit to me. Maybe it is shit. I don't know. I really do think it's shit. Maybe this video is totally pointless. But I think that like all of the bitching online about this sucks, that sucks, whatever sucks. I'm like, does it actually suck? Sure, sometimes it does actually suck. But most of the time I feel like it's just not something that was made for you or marketed towards you. And like spending your life going and bitching about it online just kind of cracks me up. As I sit here and bitch about stuff that I'm going to put online. I realize the hypocrisy of a lot of this, but, and like I said, I'm definitely guilty of it too, but I think it is a problem. Like when people feel so entitled to that, you know, it spills over into other shit. And I think it spills over into a lot more shit than media or, you know, knives or whatever. When you're looking at things like social programs and welfare and you know, you don't need it till you need it. Like, I think a perfect example is Dick Cheney. He's one of the, I always bring him up, and you know, he is like the consummate conservative. He ran the Bush White House. He's like, you know, fucking evil empire dude, like presidentialist, basically thinks the president should be a fucking well, not a dictator maybe, but an emperor, you know? And that dude who represents all of the conservative values is pro-gay marriage of all things. And why is that? Because he has a lesbian daughter. And like that's sort of the whole idea about all of this, right? Like, it sucks, you know, gay marriage is terrible, bad, evil. Oh, wait, I have a gay daughter. All of a sudden it's okay. Like, and I think too many of us look at shit that way, whether it's a movie or a knife or, you know, a social program. And damn, this really wasn't meant to be a political one at all, but it's kind of going that way. And I think it is important to keep in mind that there are many, many other perspectives on shit. And, you know, giving something a chance, you know, trying to be in someone else's shoes and look at it, I think is important. And if you can do that, you know, when you think something sucks, I think it'll make you a better person. I think it's good for us to do that. And like I said, you know, a lot of times shit does really just suck. And that's, you know, if it doesn't function the way it's supposed to, or if it, you know, is just flat out broken, like, yeah, it sucks. You know, if the plot doesn't hold together at all, or the fucking shots are out of focus, or, you know, whatever, yeah, it fucking sucks. But, you know, if it's well put together and, you know, edited well and the writing's good and all of these things, but you just don't like it, you know, maybe try to think about whether or not you were the audience for it before you go online and bitch about how bad it sucks. Anyways, the Patriots sucks, so.